Mercedes are falling apart. Their boss is openly admitting that they've got their whole idea wrong. Out of panic, they've reinstated an employee that left in 2021 in the hopes to get their aero design up to date. And to make everything worse, the all-star driver has just openly mocked them for not listening to him, whilst he's out of contract at the end of the year. Is this the beginning of Mercedes' downfall? Lewis Hamilton has claimed that Mercedes didn't listen to his criticisms regarding the company's 2022 Formula One car. This will undoubtedly raise further doubts about his relationship with the team and his prospects there. Will we see a Lewis Hamilton-Mercedes pairing in 2024? Or is it time to switch teams or even hang up his boots? Let's find out what Hamilton had to say about Mercedes after the most recent race. Mercedes fans, you aren't going to like this one. It's easy to understand why Hamilton is complaining. The contract of one of F1's most successful drivers of all time expires in 2023. His team has just confessed at the season's opening race that the car idea it struggled with last year, but completely supported during the winter and attempted to develop rather than replace, is incorrect and has to be reassessed. This is bad news for his ambitions this season, and begs the issue of when Mercedes will be able to return to title-challenging form. Or if they can even return to winning ways before the regulations change in 2026. Lewis Hamilton laid it all open after his fifth-place performance in the Bahrain Grand Prix, and he was upfront in his criticism of Mercedes and its unwillingness to listen to his input. Last year, there were things I told them. I said the issues that are with the car, said Hamilton. I've driven so many cars in my life. I know what a car needs. I know what a car doesn't need. And I think it's really about accountability. It's about owning up and saying, yeah, you know what? We didn't listen to you. It's not where it needs to be. And we've got to work. We've got to look into the balance through the corners, look at all the weak points and just huddle up as a team. That's what we do. We're still multi-world champions, you know? Just haven't got it right this time. Didn't get it right last year. But that doesn't mean we can't get it right moving forwards. What happens next with Hamilton and Mercedes depends on whether part of that statement you value the most. The complaints about being ignored, or the belief in the team's potential and readiness to work on solutions. One thing is certain, things aren't going as smoothly as they'd like, and Hamilton looks, at least this time for real, like he's properly done with the management at the moment. On Sunday night, Mercedes team principal Toto got his regular barrage of questions on Hamilton's future, including the relatively novel topic of whether the size of the team's early 2023 troubles meant it was time to consider a Plan B approach in the event Hamilton walks away. As much as being transparent as to how we need to turn the car around, it is not the point to talk about the driver situation in 2024, Wolff replied. It is far too early. We need to all push in the same direction. The drivers, the engineers, all the management, rather than throwing in the towel. We have never done that, and we will not do that. To be fair, Wolff didn't provide a clear, no, we're not even thinking about this, but his other response to inquiries regarding Hamilton's emotions were as evasive. The Lewis situation is, you heard him on the radio, said Wolff, pointing journalists towards Hamilton's team radio message to Mercedes at the end of the race. Great work today, great work over these 2 weeks, Hamilton said after crossing the line. I know we're not where we want to be, but let's keep pushing. We've got some serious work to do to close the gap, and I believe in you, so let's keep going. It was all consistent with Hamilton's response last Thursday when questioned about the fact he hadn't signed a 2024 deal yet, and how Mercedes' projected lack of 2023 competitiveness factored into that. When told that, world champions turned analysts Damon Hill and Jenson Button had both advised Hamilton quit Mercedes if the 2023 car failed him, Hamilton said, not at all. Ultimately, it's people creating rumours without facts. It's not helpful. And you would have thought that they would both know by now. And he went on to remind his audience that he'd been a member of the Mercedes family since his teens, when the company and its then F1 partner McLaren initially took him up as a protege. And up until now, Hamilton has always been about loyalty to the Mercedes family. I've been with Mercedes since I was 13, Hamilton continued. Having the difficult year we had last year, I'm still here. Whether or not we have a difficult year this year, I'll still be here. I am a fighter, and we fight as a team. I still believe I'm able to put the car in places that perhaps others are not able to, and I love that challenge. Of course, I wish that we started the season with a great car, but it's the journey that really counts. There is no hold-up with our contract. I've always been very, very relaxed. I don't feel like I have to get it done right this second. I'm in a very fortunate position. It'll get done when we're ready. I have a great relationship with Toto and with Mercedes, and we fully support each other, and I'm really excited for the future together. "I'm really proud of the work that we're doing on and off the track and the potential things we can do. We'll get there." He joked that the only thing that could affect his destiny was if something catastrophic occurred when he and Wolff met to finalize a deal. It brings us to the essence of the matter. Hamilton and Mercedes' connection has expanded well beyond on-track performance, and it's extraordinarily close even by great F1 driver plus top team that are associated with norms. The individuals engaged on both sides are more important than what the car does. The car's competitiveness is practically immaterial in light of how well interwoven Hamilton and Mercedes are. It's been years since Hamilton gave the idea he could even consider joining another Formula One team. He has said unequivocally that he intends to continue racing in Formula One after 2023. As a result, he continues to compete with Mercedes. He still seems to be a long way away from Mercedes' success having an influence on his contract or future. Depending on his mood at the time, definitely based on his findings. And let's not forget that Hamilton at one time said he would want to drive for Ferrari during his career. Could this be the ideal timing to jump ship and join the Maranello-based team? Nevertheless, when looking at the broader picture, we can see that 99% of what they say about each other, his statements about the team not listening to his counsel, aren't game-changing. Just because one family member believes others aren't listening to them doesn't indicate that family member is leaving. At least not for now. But this probably can't go on for the whole season. Hamilton will want to see some changes this season, even if it's to reassure him of his chances for next year. He is an integral part of the team, picking the team up. We are all sticking together, and I don't think that's going to change just because we had a start that was really bad, said Wolff. We have won 8 Constructors' Championships and 6 Drivers' Championships with him, and that relationship holds. But for now, Mercedes were around a second slower than Red Bull Racing in the lengthy runs in Bahrain, which has opened the eyes of the German team. Toto Wolff has already said that his squad would most likely convert to a new idea, since it has become painfully evident that W14 is not competitive. Red Bull's Helmut Marko, who is always in for creating some drama, predicts complications, although Wolff has attempted to soothe Mercedes fans' fears. After hearing Wolff's statements of creating a faster car with a new side pod concept, Marko instantly said that such a project is not simple to realise. Besides from the fact that such a new car requires several Grand Prix to be ready, the budget restriction must also be adhered to. According to Red Bull's advisor, all the money now being spent on revamping parts cannot be allocated in other areas. According to Wolff's statement, Mercedes has a different perspective. The budget cap is not so decisive in our situation. We just have to decide in which direction we want to go and put all our resources on that. We are still developing one car. The only question is which car. The Austrian means that if Mercedes settle on a new idea, the existing design will be entirely abandoned. As a result, it would not cost any additional money than otherwise. After all, no 2 cars will be created at the same moment. Yet the truth is that Mercedes will have to take a few steps back before taking larger leaps ahead. Will they be able to change the whole aero concept within a few races? And will this leave spending room for further upgrades? And if they are able to do so, will this keep Lewis Hamilton on board? Even if it sacrifices this season as well. What do you think? Will Hamilton stay at Mercedes? Will he be able to hunt down his 8th championship either this year or in the near future with Mercedes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.